Okay, so start child's pose. Let your knees go wide. If this doesn't feel good, just let me know and we'll find another option. Tops of the feet rest. Is everyone okay with one mat? Does anyone need a second mat to layer? You're okay? Okay. Spreading of your lower back. Chin away from the chest, front of the forehead resting. An activation of the arms, so you can really begin to just feel that your arms are automatically set up like you're going to a down dog. And sometimes it's kind of neat to just visualize the breath a little, even though you're breathing and you're connecting. Visualize the breath moving through your body and inhale through the nose, through the back of the throat. And then exhaling at the same kind of cadence, even a little longer in the exhale breath. And enjoy the moments that you can be still in these poses. That's truly where we begin to find the yoga. So at any point during the practice, you just need to bow out. You take child's pose. Curl the toes into the mat, activate your hands, and lift your hips up for your first dog. And actually today, go a little shorter and a little wider with the dog. It feels kind of nice. So what I mean by that is walk your feet up a little. And you're not in a standing forward fold, but tighten it up and take your feet as wide as the mat. And that may or may not help, right? Let the head go. Pick a spot to focus on, also known as the dristi, and just begin to feel. And I like when we take a little tighter dog, you begin to feel the sides of your body kind of activating. If you need to still bend behind your knees, you do that. Movement of your shoulders is away from you. Your neck is neutral. Your breath is just free flowing. Yeah, you can keep your knees bent the entire practice. Breathe your hips really high up off your shoulders this morning, and that's how we're going to create that space. Plug down through your thumb, your index finger, your baby finger. You can begin to use the entire hand. Draw your navel in subtly and feel the lift of your ribs. Couple more breaths like this, just feel. So keeping your feet the width of the mat, just walk them out to the shape of a regular down dog. So a little longer in stance, but keep the feet still wide, Maria. Yeah, just check in like this. So the feet are still the width of the mat, but you're in the regular length of a dog. And then with your feet the width of the mat, now try and roll forward to a plank and see how that feels. So your hands are underneath the shoulders or a little wider, and your feet are as wide as the mat. It's kind of a neat feeling. Draw the belly in. If you need to drop your knees, you drop your knees. Yeah, that's it. Draw the waist up. And then want to feel like you're leading with your chest. Yeah, it's subtle. So you're not pulling your chin or jutting your chin, but leading with your chest. So there's kind of this like leaning forward, coming towards the front edge of the mat. Press down through the thumb, the index finger, the baby finger. Zip up the sides of your triceps, activate your quadriceps, and squeeze your outer ankles in as you hold. Keep the breath flowing. And if you need to drop your knees, just do that. If not, we're just staying. Inhale the breath. Exhale, hold. Fix your eyes on one spot. The meditation has begun. Good. So you're going to take a push-up with your feet the width of the mat. Try it out. Bend your elbows in half, or just take a micro movement, or think about a push-up. Re-straighten your arms to a plank. Hips up and back to this wide dog. Now walk your feet back in so they're hips width distance. And breathe here. Yeah. Roll forward now again, plank position, and see if you just feel any difference. Maybe subtle. You may not notice a difference at all. Drop your knees at any given point. So Kristen, try it this way. When you drop your knees, uncurl your toes, anchor the tops of the feet, and create some stability here through your core. Everybody lower halfway or just pause in the plank position if you're not taking push-ups. Re-straighten your arms to a plank, pause, keep your neck nice and long. Try it again, bend your elbows in half, chaturanga, activate your navel, activate your thighs, re-straighten your arms to a plank, third time's the charm. Bend your elbows in half, chaturanga, pause in the chaturanga wherever you are. Lead with your heart and chest for your first up dog. So rather than jamming into your low back, really press to the tops of the feet and activate your hands. Hips up and back, downward facing. The first one always feels a little crunchy. Good. Look to the top of the mat. Take 2 big steps to get there this morning. When you arrive, I like the feet a little separated. You're welcome to try that out. Long spine, fingertips come to line up with your toes or hands to your shins. Exhale, fold in half, let your head go. Root to rise, come all the way up, anchor your feet, reach up to your fingertips, drag your hands to prayer at heart, drop your arms. Palms face forward, shoulders draw back, anchor your feet. Root to rise, your arms all the way up, look up with your eyes, dive in half over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare yourself. Step to plank. To take 2 big steps, pause in the plank, feel, and then bend your elbows if you're taking chaturanga, any variation. Drag yourself through an up dog, activate through the tops of the feet, lead through your chest, from your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Look where you want to go, step or float your feet to the top. Long spine when you arrive. Weight is definitely forward into the balls of the feet. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up, feel. You can go straight up or out and up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart, drop your arms. So again, stretch the arms up, look up a little, dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your weight pull you forward. We're heating up here. Long spine to prepare, step, yep, to a plank. Zip up first and then lower halfway to a chaturanga, so it's really precise. Yeah. Lead with your chest for your up dog, point your toes, activate through your hands, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Look where you want to go, step or float to the top, nice and light. Long spine when you arrive, exhale, fold again. Root to rise, come all the way up, feel. Drive it to prayer at heart, drop your arms. Good. Reach up again. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare, plant your palms, step to plank. Decide what you need here, your chaturanga or not. Upward facing, activate your legs, press through the tops of the feet if you can. Hips up and back, downward facing. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We'll just do one more. Look where you want to go, step or float to the top. Long spine, keep the weight forward. These look good. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. Arms reach up. Dive again, over bent knees, forward fold. Let that head go. Long spine prepares you. Exhale, step or float through your vinyasa. So at this point, everyone's moving like a little bit different, which is normal. Up dog. Hips up and back, downward facing. Roll forward to plank. Hug your right knee in towards your navel. So alternative here is to lift your hips up a little higher. If you feels like it's crunchy in your neck or shoulders or lower back, regardless, you're drawing your knee to the center line of the body. Your dristi is forward. Your arms are straight up and down. Yeah, and there's a little round of your upper spine so you can scoop out your belly. Look forward with your eyes. Land your right foot all the way forward and through into a low lunge. Pause for a second. So begin to feel the back left leg activating. Walk the right foot a little to the right. So it's all about the space here. Come to your fingertips. Go ahead and take your hands on top of your thigh. Yeah, it's like the knee thigh area. And just pause here. So the feeling of your lower half of the body kind of dropping down. Yeah. Then start to slide your hands up your thigh. Give your thigh and your hand like a little connection. Press down. Keep pressing your right palm firm into the crease of your hip. Slide your left arm up. Yeah, so the left arm reaches. The activation of the back left leg is really the strength here. And then the right arm will go up. And then you'll fix your eyes on one spot ahead or a little bit up. And you just breathe. Sit deep into your front right thigh. Yeah, these look good. Draw your waist up. Ground your feet. Notice where you're holding on. Like, are you clenching your toes? Are you clenching your jaw? See if you can just let your body kind of come into the posture. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Pause. So the way you got in is the way you're going to get out, but we're going to add a little. Hug the right knee back in. Do it slow. Thread the right leg back and through to a three-legged down dog, but don't open your hips. Pause here. Yeah. Flex the right foot strong and lengthen the left leg. Grip your left hip in and scissor your inner thighs together. Point your right toes, scoop out your belly again, and drag the right knee once again in. Land the right foot all the way forward and through. Turn your back foot on a strong angle. Your back foot's at about a 70-degree angle. Grip the right hip in and then come up, warrior one. So it's kind of like a flowy version of a sun salutation. The spinning of your left ribs. Yeah. Yes. Grip the right hip in strong. This is actually kind of neat. Try this out, guys. See how this feels. Turn your body, your ribs. Everyone's going to go to the left like 2 inches. Just your torso, 2 inches to the left. Yes. So it's almost like you're going to open to a warrior two, but you're really feeling your legs stay grounded in warrior one. And just breathe and see how you feel. Keep gripping your right hip in strong. Activate the outer blade of your back foot. Pull around to center, neutralize here. Bring it to the floor through a vinyasa or just step to a down dog, depending on what you need. So being aware of what you need is a huge thing on the mat. When you arrive in this down dog, roll forward to plank with excitement. Everyone looks really excited. Hug the left knee in. Lift the hips a little higher if you need to cut yourself some slack. Arms are straight up and down. Belly is gripping in. There's a scooping out and a strong activation of your back right leg. Look forward with your eyes. Land your left foot all the way forward and through. So it's a big step. Iron out the positioning of your feet. Make sure it's long enough and wide enough. Come to your fingertips. Fire up your legs and then slowly start to walk your hands up the top of the thigh. Just stay low for a second. So you get heavy in the lower half of the body. You begin to feel here. The breath is flowing, and then you walk your hands up to kind of the crease of where the thigh is and apply a little pressure. Yeah, give yourself a little massage. Good. Left palm's going to press firm. Right arm's then going to drive up. So the strength of the back right leg is where the pose is really growing from. And you keep driving that left thigh down. When you're ready, left arm then extends up. So it's controlled, it's meaningful, you begin to feel. Hip points forward. So Kristen, bend your right knee a little bit. Bend it, and then move your hip points, like literally feel like your hip points can move forward towards the screen door. Good. And then activate your arms back up and then see if you can fire up the back leg. Another big breath. Stay with it. Hands come down to frame your front foot. So slow movement here. Hug the knee in first. Arms go straight. Feed the left leg back and through to a 3-legged down dog. Don't open the hip. Flex the foot strong, Mitch. Flex it strong, 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 like you're leaving a footprint on the wall. There's no wall, but leaving it on a bush. Grow from the right side now. So feel the right hip rip in and the right heel mount down. Point the left toes. Hug the knee back in. Scoop out the belly once again. Land the left foot all the way forward and through. Turn the back foot strong. Set your feet up and then come up, warrior one. Sweep your arms out and up or straight up. So before we do anything, grip your left hip in, fire up the right leg and feel the right ribs can spin forward. So this is the traditional way of taking warrior one. So really feel the lower half of the body doing its work here. And now everybody just take their ribs a little bit to the right, like 2 inches. And just see how that feels. I think it actually feels pretty nice. Yeah. But keep pressing strong through the blade of your back foot. And continue to hug your left hip in. That looks good. Come back through center. Hands down through a vinyasa or not. Upward facing, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Look where you want to go. Step or float your feet to the top. Long spine when we arrive. Fold over yourself. Feet together or separated, you decide. Sit into a chair. So this is kind of neat. So you're going to come up into your chair pose and we'll do the same thing. You're going to slide your hands first to the tops of the thighs. So you want to drive your legs down and open up your heart and your chest. This is the shape of the pose. And then start to slide your hands up your thighs and literally manually slide your hip creases back. So this is a good place to be. Now, if you're ready to move on, one arm and then the other arm grow up. but keep dropping your hips so your seat is real heavy. Manage the arms any way that it feels good. Cactus them, bend them in half. Yeah. Sit a little deeper, see what you can find. Dive over those bent legs, forward fold, let the head go. Come to the fingertips, prepare you, step or float through your vinyasa. So it could just be stepping to a dog. It could be taking 4 push-ups. When you arrive in your down dog, land your right foot forward, warrior 1. And if you have an aversion to warrior 1, guess what? You should take crescent lunge. Hands come down to the floor through a vinyasa or right to a dog. However, this is most meditative for you. Left foot lands, back foot turns. Warrior 1 on the left side. You bring it up. Back down we go through a vinyasa. Meeting a dog. Allow yourself to just escape. Good. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top. Long spine when we arrive. Fold in half. Sit deep into chair. Weight moves into your heels. Press up to stand up. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. So from the top, we'll take a full B. Here we go. Arms reach up. Sit deep into chair. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Long spine sets you up. Exhale the breath. Step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing is smooth though. Yeah, definitely not jammy. Hips up and back, down dog. Right foot lands, back foot turns, warrior 1. These look good. Back down we go through a vinyasa or not. You got it. Then when you get to dog, left foot lands. So building momentum for sure. Back down we go. Vinyasa or not. Upward facing should feel good. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top. Long spine, fold in half. Sit again into a strong chair. Press up to stand up. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. I know they're fun. Chair pose. Dive over those bent legs, forward fold, let the head go. Long spine to set you up. Step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing. Hips up and back, downward facing. Right foot forward, back foot turns, warrior 1. Yeah, I'm building a little bit more heat, a little bit quicker, but not sloppy. Back down we go. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Hips up and back, down dog. Here we go. Left foot forward, back foot turns, warrior 1. Hands to the floor through a vinyasa, or just meet me in a dog. Downward facing. Each one gets a little better. You got it. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Sit again into a strong chair pose, weights in your heels. Press up to stand up, drag it to prayer, drop your arms. Chair pose, sit deep. Yeah, like really drop, like your hands are on your thighs. Drop your seat as low as you can. Fold over those legs, forward fold. Long spine to prepare, exhale that breath, step or float through your vinyasa. Up dog, activate your legs. Hips up and back, down dog. Right foot forward, back foot turns, warrior 1. Back down we go through a vinyasa. These look great. Upward facing. Hips up and back, downward facing. Left foot forward, back foot turns. Looking good over there, Nancy. Back down we go through a vinyasa or bag it. Upward facing dog. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top. Long spine, keep the weight forward. Exhale, fold. Sit again into a chair. They never get old. So feel the weight in your heels and then use that energy to shoot up, to stand up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms reach up. Sit again, nice and low. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing, smooth. Hips up and back, downward facing. Land your right foot forward. Turn your back foot strong. Warrior one. Back down we go. Upward facing dog, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing. Land your left foot forward, turn your back foot strong, warrior one. Back down we go. Upward facing dog. Yep. Hips up and back, downward facing. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Look at your hands. Hop your feet all the way through and sit down. Take the block with you if you think you're gonna need it. Lay down on your back, bend your legs like this. Yeah. Reach your arms all the way forward. Yeah, so what you can do is if you want, you can place the block in between your thighs. It's kind of a good reminder. It's going to make it more difficult. So you may try it. You may love it. You may hate it. Arms are going to reach forward like a Pilates roll up. If it's too much for your neck and head, Kristen, you just take your hands behind your head and remind yourself you're not lifting from your neck. Okay? Arms reach forward. You're going to lift the legs on an angle that works. Now, if this jams into the lower back, my recommendation is to have the legs straight up towards the sky and the hands resting on the ground. So a few different options here. So rather than feeling like you're jutting your chin forward, Maria, have your gaze straight up towards the sky. Keep lifting. Rebend the legs, take the feet flat. Now, scoop up your belly and lift higher through your core muscles. Exhale the breath, let the upper body go. Keep squeezing the block. Here we go. Pull yourself up. Lift your legs on any angle that works for you. So if you squeeze the block, you're definitely going to feel more through the center. Rebend the legs, take the feet flat, lift higher within your own body. Exhale the breath, let it go. Pull yourself up. Lift your legs on an angle that works. Lower the legs down, bend the knees, lift higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. Pull yourself up. Lift your legs on an angle, pause. If you want to add more, you'll heel tap your heels to the ground. You'll lower. You'll lift back up. Rebend the legs, lift higher. Oh, exhale the breath, let it go. Okay, we're feeling. Pull yourself up. Lift your legs on an angle. If you want to add more, it's up to you. You heel tap. You go anywhere that you can maintain. Slow. Pull it back up. Bend your legs in half. Lift higher. Exhale the breath, let it go. Okay, we'll do one more because there's so much fun. Pull yourself up. Lift your legs on an angle. Heel tap any level that works. Bring it back up. Rebend the legs, lift higher. Exhale the breath, let that go. Remove any objects out of the way. Hug the knees in towards the chest and rock and roll a few times. Get some movement. Cross your ankles, step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog pulls you through. Hips up and back, downward facing. So just for shits and giggles, right foot forward, back foot turns, warrior one. Yeah. They feel different, right? You feel strong. Hands down, vinyasa. Upward facing. Hips up and back, downward facing. Left foot forward, back foot turns, warrior one. Drag back down we go through a vinyasa. Upward facing dog point. Hips up and back, downward facing. Glide your right foot forward, smack in between your hands. Turn your back foot strong and cartwheel up in warrior two. It's like a resting pose after everything we've done, warrior two. Yeah, bigger step, Rima. Their back foot's on a strong angle, and I always glance down, even after doing this forever. Right heel, left arch, same line of energy. Yeah, and then your whole torso is towards the pool gruel area. Yeah. And decide what you want with your upper body. Your palms can face towards the pool. They can face up. They can face traditional down. Get heavy in the front thigh. Lengthen your tailbone straight down to the floor. So Mitch, try this. Look towards your back left arm, if you can with your neck, okay? Now reach more towards the shrubs with that back arm. There you go. Now keep that and refine your drishti, how it works best for you. Now, if you can, close your eyes and settle in just to the feeling here, even if you're not a fan of this feeling, right? It's just a feeling and it's temporary. Draw your right thigh open more. Yes, rotate it open. It's external rotation. Stay with it, 3 more breaths. Blink your eyes open, rest your arm on the top of your thigh, slide your left arm up. Start with this. It's always good to check in. This could be a solid place to stay for today. If you would like more, right hand's gonna drop down to the outside of the foot. We're gonna go outside of the foot and check in and maybe use the block, any angle that works for you. Nice. Left arm extends up or it can come up and forward towards me. Yeah, so the arm will drive forward if you have that range of motion. Perfect. Grip the right hip in super strong. Turn your bottom ribs towards the sky. And then if you can, you look up. And notice as we hold, obviously we start to fight it, the nature of it. Keep resting your inner right arm to the outside of your right leg. So make a connection there. Outside of right leg, inside of right arm. Don't let that separate. Keep turning those bottom ribs. Yeah, and if having the arm forward, Rima, doesn't feel great, just slide the arm straight up. It's fine. We're staying a little arm longer. Yeah, hand can be bent, Kristen, that's perfect. Arm can be alongside your body, however it feels good, yeah. Stay with it. Strong legs, strong breath, strong focus. Warrior 2. Warrior 2. And that song, the lyrics came on just at the right time. Everything's gonna be all right. Circle the hands to frame your front foot. Move through a vinyasa or bag it. Upward facing should feel good if you're taking it. Hips up and back, downward facing. Left foot's gonna land, back foot's gonna turn. Warrior 2. Yeah, and just take a few moments to get yourself situated. The wrapping of your thigh open, yeah, really important. The lengthening of the tailbone down. And sometimes it helps me to look towards that back arm. And then with that energy, I can reach kind of out of my body a little. This side looks good. And then settle in and maybe close your eyes and just breathe. Explore within. How can you relax within the posture? It is possible. A little longer, stay with it. You're doing great. Lightness in your mind will help the lightness in your body. Last 3 breaths, we'll move on in a sec. Blink your eyes open, activate both your legs. Rest your arm to start with on the top of the thigh. I always like to check in, right arm up. And then from there, maybe you decide, okay, I'm ready for more. You take your block at any level that works, low, medium, or high. Yeah. Rotate your left thigh to inside of left arm. Scoop up your left hip so it goes underneath you, and then stretch the right arm up. So Kristen, I know the bottom arm is the injured arm, right? It's that arm. So just play. Hand could be bent. Arm can be straight. This could work. I mean, this is for nerve because this kind of stops the nerve, but it's going to be whatever works for you. Scoop up that left hip more, guys. Maria, take your right arm straight up. Turn from your bicep down, bicep, baby finger down, turn, 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 and then bring your arm forward. There you go. Get a little heavy in those legs and stay with it. Rather than fight it, explore within it. Warrior 2. Oh yeah, good stuff. Warrior 2. Never gets old. Hands to your hips, straighten your left leg. Pivot your toes in. If you only have one block, you'll move it with you. Right foot's gonna turn out. Yeah. So set your legs up now for triangle. So you wanna block at the front and the back. So if you only have one, you kind of have to move it with you. Yeah. Reach your arms out. Iron out your chest and your torso first, and then you'll slide into triangle pose. Looks good. You can use a block to the outside of your calf. So what we want to do, everybody, is like kind of grip in our right hip. Yeah, and for those of us that run, cycle, play golf, play tennis, this is hard. It's a hard action. Feel like you're leaning back towards Kristen a little bit, Maria, and slide your hand up the front of your shin, like you're pulling the pant leggings up. Yeah. And less struggle here. If it helps you to close your eyes, just feel your balance and feel your body creating the shape. Good. Your arm can stay up or it can come behind you for a half bind. You decide how this feels. It can even be a half bind, which is a half bind, which is just your hand on your hip. Grip your right hip in, look down, and from here, you're going to float to a half moon. So if you're near bushes or something, just rearrange a little. Block comes out in front of you, off the edge of the right baby toe. If you lose the bind, it's okay. You restart again. Think Tadasana on the standing right leg. Block could be any height that helps you out. Turn the bottom ribs, activate from your inner thigh, and flex your left toes. Soften behind your right knee, everybody, a little bit so it's not pinned straight. There you go. Nice, Rima. If you're feeling the need to add in the back bend, which is the Chopasana, bend at your knee crease and reach with your hand and take the bind. It's not for everybody. The kick goes behind you, not up towards the sky. Keep gripping your right hip in, and if you lose it, you just restart. We added in the Chopasana, just release to a regular half moon. Look down, keep gripping your right hip in. Use the block if you used it. Step back triangle, do it slow. It is possible, triangle. You got it. Really strong with your inner and outer thighs. Really engage with your obliques. And your torso is getting this awesome open sensation. Strong left leg, strong left arm. Pull yourself up to a standing position. Good. So the legs are straight, the arms are straight. Take your hands to your hips. Just pick up your right toes, and from your left hip, turn your left toes out. So now everyone will face me. You only had one block, move it with you. Yeah, open up your arms first. So rather than turning your whole torso forward, have it towards the sofa. Yeah, there you go. Inhale that breath, soften behind your left knee, and then pivot triangle pose. I find this is a much better way for a lot of people to get into triangle. See, for the lower back. John Mayers, we're going to release his new album. I'll be the first one to download it on Spotify. Yes, I can't wait. Grip the left hip in strong. Now with your right arm, if this feels good, just stay with it. If you want to add some sort of bind, a half bind, a half bind, think about a bind, wrap your arm around, but continue the triangle pose. Keep gripping your left hip in. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel the extension from your waist. Now keep all that, look down, and from here, you'll float to your half moon. So you want to stay slow and make it really, really deliberate. The block moves out in front of you. And anytime we balance, we anticipate falling out. Yeah, just part of it. Grip your left hip in strong, lift from your inner right thigh, and stack yourself up the best that you can. Spark up your right toes, lift from that top thigh. You got it. Look up if you can. Add in Shavasana if you want. Nice work. Kick right behind you, Rima, towards the picnic table, the table. Great job. Let go of any binds or things that you added in. So the transition is going to be slow, everyone. Look down, do that. Grip your left hip in, and then take your step back to triangle and see if you can do it really in a grounding way. Yeah, and if you need to reset, you reset. Pull up on your left shin. Yeah. And create that little lean back feeling. Look up. Stay with it. 2 more breaths. Look to the floor, circle both hands down, pause. Peel your right heel up, and then just bring your right foot to meet your left at the top. Long spine on the inhale, keep the weight forward, fold over your legs. Sit into your chair, weight moves into your heels. Drag your hands to a prayer at heart. Inhale the breath, really move the seat back, hook the elbow, twist to the right. Yeah. Lining the 2 knees up is the most important part here, yeah. Watch that left knee, it likes to slide past the right. So you can air twist if it's better for your spine. You don't have to hook. If you want to open up your arms, you can. You can also knuckle the top hand. You may find a little bit more. Weight stays in your heels though. Stay with it. Notice if you kind of hold your breath and wait for me to say it's over. Strong in your legs, pull yourself around to chair. Shoot up to stand up. Hands to prayer. Drop your arms. Just pause for a second. We'll do the other side, but we're not trying to burn our muscles. Stretch your arms up, then drop your seat. Seat low. Hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. Now you turn and twist to the left. Yeah. Watch the right knee that it doesn't slide past you. Good. Open up your arms if you want more. Looks good, Nancy. Weights in your heels. Maria, try separating your feet. See what happens. Make it really about the seat, and then the twist gets added in next. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough in those legs. Couple more. Weight in your heels, chair pose. So see how low you can sit in your chair. Like I've seen people go like all the way. It's crazy. Yeah. Shoot up to stand up. Drag your hands to prayer. Stand at the top of your mat, drop your arms, separate your feet a little. Good. Have your blocks to the top if you think you're going to need them. Stand on your left leg and draw your right knee in, and just do this much first. Yeah. Left hand on your hip. If you know you can reach down and grab your big toe, go for it. If not, you're just going to stay with your hand on your knee. That's totally fine for today. And like we did before, one arm up. Yeah. And then fix your eyes. Notice if you're kind of like spaced out a little. Good. Let's switch the grip. So you're going to grab the outside of your thigh or the outside of your foot if you want to kick your leg out. The outside of thigh is totally fine. And then wrap the right arm back. And now in this version, you can start to look back. It may help you out a little. Flex your right foot. See if that gives you a little more action in your hip flexor. Pull around to center, leg up, arms up. Let's have some fun. Keep lifting the right thigh. Yeah. Drop your arms by your side body. Clasp your hands behind your back. Yeah, if you can. Inhale the breath. Feed your right leg back and through for a warrior 3. Without your leg touching the ground. Don't open your hips. Lift your chest a little higher than everything else. If your balance goes, use blocks. Flex your right foot, Rima. Flex it and then turn your thigh down. There you go. Nice. Fix your eyes and just breathe. Soften behind your left knee. It's just yoga. If you fall, no one cares. Keep the hands bound if you can without letting your right foot touch the floor. It's like a pendulum. The leg kind of hovers and then lift it up and then lift it a little higher. The leg can be bent, arms reach up. Use your core muscles to lift. Flex the right foot. Wrap the right leg around the left and wrap the right arm under. If the shoulder feels kind of bummed out, the hands can just be in prayer, or you can just give yourself a hug. Squeeze the legs super tight, like you're sitting in chair. And if you fall, you restart. Weight is in the heel. Steer the hips back. Squeeze everything tight. Stay with it. Release. Time to get out. Hands to prayer. Arms by side body. Separate your feet hips width. It helps. Stand at the top of the mat. Draw the left knee up. Let's check in with this side. Right arm extends. Just do this much. Flex the toes more. There you go. Good. Keep the lift of the leg and let's add the twist. This is known as dancing Shiva. The left arm extends back. And you may grab behind the side of the foot and kick the leg forward if you prefer. Breathe your left shoulder blade back. Hug your hips in. Stay with it. Good. Pull around to center. Keep the leg lifted and bring your arms up. So see if you can do this with the leg straight or bent. We could start with a bent leg. Drop your arms. Clasp your hands behind your back. Feed the left leg back and through. Do it slow into a warrior three. If you need to let go of the clasped hands and use the block, that's fine. Soften behind the right knee and square the hips off towards the ground. Lift from the upper torso. So your chest is like a little up dog. Keep the hands bound. Think of your left leg like a pendulum. It's not going to touch the ground. It's going to hover, 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 and then lift. Lift all the way up so it's hip height or any angle the leg can bend. Reach the arms up like you're going to a chair. Wrap your left leg around. Wrap your left arm under. Or you can give yourself a hug. Hands also can be in prayer. Steer your hips back. So weight is in your heel of the standing right leg. Squeeze everything real tight down the center line. Great. Stay with it. Release, arms come up. Hands to prayer at heart. Drop your arms alongside your body. Sweep your arms out and up, look up with your eyes. Dive over bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare you. Step or float through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog should feel pretty good at this point, unless you're skipping them. Hips up and back, downward facing. Land your right foot forward. Come up into a crescent lunge. Yeah. Hands to prayer at heart. Inhale that breath. Lean forward a little and hook the elbow and twist. So if this doesn't feel good in some body part, stay upright and just air twist. Yeah. So if you feel like it pulls on the shoulder or the low back, looks good, Mitch. Activate your back leg. Drop your back knee if you need to back out. So bring more weight forward towards the door, Rima. There you go. Yeah, it's almost like you're going to launch to a revolved Ardha. Maybe we'll do revolved Ardha. Lean back a little. Get the crown of the head to line up with your back left foot. Open up your arms if you want a little more. Great, Nancy. Beautiful job. Stay with it. Grip your right hip in strong. Activate your back leg a little bit more. Look down. Place both hands down. Pause. So if the back knee is lifted, you're going to have to lift it up. If you have a block, we're going to go revolved Ardha. Slide it underneath your left hand out in front of you and then pop up like you're going to a warrior 3. The alternative is to take warrior 3 like this. So this is actually a good way to take it to start. Yeah, you lead with your chest, and then if you're going to move on, your hand slides to the flat part of your back first. There you go. And then lift from your inner left thigh. Flex your foot strong. Look forward with a little with your eyes, and then look a little to the right. Breathe your top leg up. It kind of has the tendency to want to fall. Yes, it's hard work, guys. Stay with it. A couple more. Look down. Both hands come down. Giant step back like you did before into a low lunge. Yeah. Plant your hands. Hug your right knee towards your navel. One more time, extend your right leg up and back to a 3-legged down dog. If it feels good in your practice to bend your knee and open your hip a little, you're welcome to do so. If you prefer just to be more neutral, you can just bend your right thigh. Don't open your hip and just keep it more even. Square off anything here, look forward and land your right knee forward, come into a half pigeon to release all that. Yeah, it's a good way to get in. And then fold in half. Let yourself just melt. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, just be. Kristen, take the block, rest your forehead on it. Yeah, set up your arms like, yes, there you go. That looks better. It looked terribly uncomfortable a moment ago. Use the strength of your body. Come up slowly. Lean onto the right side and swing the left leg around for Ardha Matsyendrasana. I'm doing this because I want to add a little something in that I think you might like. Make sure you're sitting evenly and you're not on your foot. The leg that's bent can also be straight like Mitch is doing here. That's a good way to do it. Left hand behind you. I just go ahead and give this top leg a squeeze. Give it a hug. This is great for the piriformis. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. Just keep that hand to the center of your spine and then look over the shoulder and twist. And then what I wanted to add in, which may or may not feel good for some of you, is to take your right hand and reach down to the outer blade of your left foot. Okay, left foot, Maria, top left leg. Yeah. And then you're gonna extend your leg forward, and this is gonna be a IT band stretch. So it looks like this. Go straight forward with the leg. Grab the outer blade, Rima. Yep. And then kick the leg forward. If you extended the leg, replace it down. Give the leg a squeeze again and twist a little deeper. Good. Unravel any direction that feels good. Unravel back to a down dog and move through a vinyasa just to keep it going here. Plank position to a chaturanga. Upward facing pulls you through. Hips up and back, downward facing. I didn't realize I put Annie Lennox in this, Mom. Slide your left foot forward, crescent lunge. Crescent lunge, come on up. Hands to prayer, pray. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow, and take the twist. And if you get here and you're like, yeah, I feel kind of stuck. I need to drop my knee. I need to adjust to make the pose work for me. Then do it. That looks great. Nice work. There's a little leaning back action. So see if you can get the crown of the head to line up with your right heel. And then you really want to drive the ball of the foot into the mat so your heel lifts really high. Lean back a little bit. Get the crown of the head to line up with that back foot. Last little bit here. Grip the hips in strong as you twist a little deeper. Don't give up. Two more. Look down, place both hands down and just pause. Pause for a second because your left hip has to grip in strong. Then slide your block out in front of you any direction that works and slowly start to pop up to revolved Ardha. Do it slow so you could really feel your body. I immediately place my hand on the flat part of my back. Lift from your inner thigh. The torso is long, the side body is long as well. And then you look a little to the left, maybe look up. If you can lift the arm, go for it. Not always in the cards. Lift from your inner thigh, twist open a little more. So I know, Maria, I'm the same as you. I go heavy in the break of my wrist for some reason. Come up onto your fingertips, get out of the shoulder. Yeah, like Kristen and Rima are doing. Perfect. I do the same thing. And then halfway through the day, I'm like, why does my wrist hurt? Lift a little higher. Stay with me, guys. Look down, both hands come to the floor first. Take a giant step back next. Plant your palms, hug the leg in, and then feed the left leg up and through. Three-legged down dog, you don't have to open your hips. You can just bend your knee and like get a stretch to the front part of the thigh. If you're gonna open your hip, open the thigh straight up towards the sky a little. Keep the hips hugging in though. Keep the leg bent, square it off, and then slide the left knee forward into this version of half pigeon on the left side. Yeah, and then set yourself up here to make it feel good. Let your body just melt to the floor. Use the strength of your body, come up, lean onto the left side, swing the right leg around first, set up for a seated spine twist. Left leg can be bent or straight. Yeah, right hand behind you, and then give that right leg a little squeeze. So do that first. Maria, take your foot out 2 inches closer to Mitch, and then you're gonna be more even in your pelvis. And then inhale, lengthen up, look over the shoulder and twist. And then here, if you wanna slide your left hand down and reach for the outer blade of your right foot, you're gonna extend the leg, but you want it to go forward, not over to the side. So you can really sit up nice and tall. Yes. You got it, that's it. Rebend the leg back into that seated spine twist. Squeeze the leg and twist a little deeper so you can go a little further. Unravel to center, counter stretch. It does nothing for you. I've asked every anatomy teacher, it just feels good. And then come back to neutral. Anchor the feet to the ground. Slide the palms flat down like this. Yes, hands are gonna stay firm down. Legs are gonna lift to a 90-degree angle like this, yes. Legs can be bent, actually. Lift the chest. This is a version of Navasana boat. I really like it. The hands can be flat. The fingertips can be tented. Of course, hands can slide to the backs of the thighs. However you think you're going to get the most open in your chest and not drive into your low back. Now, if the hands are down, keep them there. You're going to go to an Ardha Navasana and hover. Scoop out your belly. Yeah, legs could be at any level. They could be up really high as well. Hands press, arms stay straight. You pull up to this version of Navasana. Keep the hands down if you can. You ready? We try it again. Ardha Navasana. Try it with the hands down. Yeah, keep the neck long. Press the hands down. Navasana. There you go. Yes. Ardha Navasana. Keep the hands down. Try it out. Navasana. Pull yourself up. Okay, one more. Ardha Navasana, hold. Lower down. Ugh. Bend your knees. Set up for bridge. Yeah, you worked hard, a little back bend, a little Shavasana, and you're good to go. Lift the tailbone up, slide a block underneath your lower back if you're going for more of a passive version. Yeah, nice work. Iron out the feet so they're facing forward and the thighs roll down. So you don't want to feel like you're going to get a lower back, like siege in the lower back here. You definitely want to feel like you're lifting from the backs of the thighs. Good. Exhale the breath. If you're not on a block, come down. If you're on a block, just stay. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Repeat. Moving on, or flip the palms if you feel like you can go up into a full inversion. Yes. A full back bend is what I meant. Flip the palms, chin to chest, and here you go. Bring yourself up. Nice, Maria. If not, just lift from the tailbone to the backs of the knees. Anchor. Nice, Rima. Anchor the feet. Turn the thighs down and under, and then lift up. Lift up a little higher. Exhale your breath. Come out with control. Lower the tailbone down. Good. One more just for good luck. Here we go. Flip the palms, chin to chest. Giant breath in, lift up. If you're on a block, you just want to lift your legs. This is a great way to just release the lactic acid. Nice. One more big breath in. Exhale the breath. Come out with control. If you're on a block, lower the legs first. Take the feet flat. Remove the block next, and then lower the tailbone down. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Give them a big squeeze. And then grab the outer blades of your feet. Happy baby. Pull the knees down around the rib cage. Yeah. Feel your lower back spread. For some reason, reaching for the feet doesn't feel good. You can always grab behind your thighs. That works just as good. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a tight ball, like squeeze in real tight. Take a big breath in. And then on the exhale breath, release into Shavasana. You can place a block under your head, underneath your thighs. Set yourself up for the next 2 minutes or so just to completely melt. Just relax. Put something over your eyes. Complete restoration right here. Big breath in. Full exhale breath out. Be kind to yourself. Arms reach slowly up over the top of the head. Opportunity to restart. Hug your knees to your chest. A giant squeeze. And then move any objects out of the way and just rock yourself up to a seated position. So sit up nice and tall and just feel this morning's practice in your body. So regardless of what you do on the mat, you generally always feel better in some shape or form. So sit up nice and tall, feel a little more restored, empowered, draw the hands to a prayer, bow your head, always have gratitude at the end of the practice. Lift your head, open your eyes, namaste. Good work, everyone. Really nice practice. Yes, I'm grateful the landscaper didn't come. You know, all the little things in life that there was no children here, you know, the little things. The Wi-Fi worked for Nancy. She could still zoom in for us. Yeah, it didn't rain. I'm going to do this again Saturday morning here. 9:30 Saturday morning. Yes, I'll see you soon. You're welcome.